Oh, I'm making it right now. I see you there, CJ. Don't worry, I had to set up a couple of things before we got started, but we're getting started now. Let me just turn on my camera, turn on my ring light, making sure we're on the proper lighting so I don't get blinded in the process. We're making it in Godot, by the way. You're about to see it. Today we're making it in a, well, we're kind of making a randomly generated thing. You're gonna see in a second. I had to close the window because there's landscaping going outside and the sound of tree murder does not make great for ambience while working. Okay, headphones on and face cam started. What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach. This is Adam Entertainment, and yes, I know it's called Zonk on YouTube. We're gonna change that soon. How y'all doing today? Welcome to the stream, CJ. I think this is your first time here, right? And answer your question like I just screened a bunch. We're making it right now. Let's switch over to the game view. Open up all our requisite softwares that we're going to be using before I inevitably change my workflow for some reason. And here we are, dev scene. Okay, ooh, whoa. Look at that, published website. Yo, you can make websites with Notion now? Sick. All right, so a little introduction to what we're making, CJ. We are making a roguelike extraction shooter about paying rent called Bag. And today we are going to be primarily working on the random generation of the game. A little setup for what that's going to be. The player has to navigate different floors of their apartment complex, and each of those levels of their apartment contain a main floor, guaranteed, but they can also contain an attic and a basement level. And each of those can also have vents that the players can use to navigate in between the different portions of the level to add a little extra level. I'm keeping track of how many times I said level. There's gonna be a special prize at the end. As I keep track of blah, I can't speak properly. Oh yeah, also, I didn't even see this yesterday, actually. Thank you for the follow, Fiona James 872. Welcome to the Think Tank on Twitch. And yeah, so each one can have a, it's 2:15 a.m., so you're gonna leave soon. Hey, you know what, thanks for joining me on that super late part of the world for you. I'll try to get this done as soon as possible. Then we're gonna start the timer so we can see this going on. I won't bombard you with the questions I always ask new users because you seem like you're getting ready to bed, unless you want to go for it. I usually ask people who hop in what brings them to the game dev side of the streaming platform they're on, in your case, YouTube. So where was I at yesterday? I believe I was working on the vent system, if I'm not incorrect. Is it a hotkey for this? It's like F6. Yeah, it's F6. Yeah, and I couldn't get vents to I couldn't get vents to despawn, which is our main problem. So the first thing we're going to do is, well, actually, first things first. Let's take our other apartment, right? I have 3 apartments. What's the third one? Oh, you're not supposed to be there. Yep, delete apartment number 3. We are going to move apartment 2 across the map there, and then we're also going to rotate this bad boy like so. Really glad I did it like this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to test navigating through vents to connect to different apartments. So a problem I had yesterday, or at least a problem I realized yesterday, was the fact that if the main floor wasn't or gets hidden, for some reason the vent child, or at least the vent that's a child of the main floor, doesn't get hidden, which isn't supposed to happen. I should temporarily set this as my main since it's gonna be working here for a while. Let's go here, check out what's going on. Yeah, see, that's a problem. And I set escape to be my, nope. I set escape to be my exit key, because why wouldn't I do that? Let's do that. There we go. Check out on our root level generator apartment. Which one would it be? We're on the remote, which is good. Literally any one of these actually should do this. Is the brown the rectangles the doors? Yes. Right now I am in the very, very early stages of creating this game. So let's see, this should be under your encounters. Yes, main should. Oh, look at that. I'm hiding that's the problem. I'm hiding the mesh. I'm not hiding the entire object. Yeah, but I'm in the very, very early stages of making this game. We've only been working on it for about a week or so now. So everything that you're going to see is just default meshes that Godot provides for us. So something I'm realizing here is I just need to quickly fix, there we go, right here. This should not be called the main floor, or we shouldn't be calling this main floor. We should be calling, or we shouldn't be referencing this main floor because that's the mesh. We want to just reference main, and that should fix the vent hiding issue that we were having prior. Nope, okay, this is what we're also gonna do. Going back into sandbox here, or actually no, yeah. I wish I knew how to game develop, or at least I wish I knew how to use the engine I've been using for like the last couple of months now. Okay, that fixes that. Now we just need to make it so the room always stays, and we can just test the vent system. So I think a week, that's crazy. Hey, thanks. This is the third game we are going to be completing on this channel. And yeah, no, it's been great. Like, I've been doing game development for a while now, but I've been consistently working with, like, genuinely consistently working with Godot for a bit, which has been fun. Like, it's, I really love this engine. It's pretty intuitive, at least for how I think. And, I don't know, it's just a good time, honestly. And allows me to just, like, make a lot of mistakes and iterate very quickly, which is very fun. It's kind of why I used Unreal before, or after I used Unity for that reason, because blueprints rule. Okay, so what I need to do, and we're actually, let's actually kind of think about this today, because I have a task sheet I usually write. Yeah, this is my thought bar design sheet here. We have a task board from that gen. So we're gonna actually create a new section on here, or we're gonna create a new section inside of our task list. We're just gonna create to-do lists. I always forget how you're supposed to format the word to-do in a to-do list. And what we're going to be doing for this is, let's add some check marks. We need to add an open and close state. Do the doors open automatically when the player's near them, or do you need to interact with it? You're going to need to interact with it, because I want to add in the ability for, like, some doors to be locked, and you have to, like, navigate to them through, like, different apartments and unlock them from inside. So what we're doing right now is we're going to code the doors so they have that interact capabilities, which is gonna be a little interesting because the apartment level bit is a pretty densely made node tree. So I'm gonna wonder how this is gonna work. So we're adding, but for now, instead of the lock, we're just gonna add the open close functionality. I can't spell. Nality to the door object of the apartment. And what is that going to be? It's like making the apartment stay loaded if the door is open and the player is near. Remove the collider from the door so the player can freely enter and exit the room. This is gonna be super rough right now. And then after that, work on vent connection logic from the level generator node. This one is gonna be super rough because we're just testing the interaction point of the door. And we need that to kind of interact. We need this to work the same way as our interact prop, which means I probably should have made the apartment. Should have made the apartment actually inherit from that, or we should make the door actually an interact prop maybe, and we can figure out like what to do on top of that. Because I think right now all it does is the player, when they interact with something, interact cast, yeah, and make sure it's interact prop to actually functionally work with it. Because if it doesn't work. So I think the first things first is to go to our apartment area here, and instead of our door just being this, what is this? This is just a collision shape with a Ooh, I did this kind of backwards, right? Oh yeah, because our apartment is. Okay, so our apartment itself is a static object. Okay. We have to do a little bit of changing here. Because display detection. Yeah. Alright, so a couple things to quickly fix. One, the apartment, or at least the apartment generator script that we have set up, we have to make this extend not we have to make this extend not the static body itself, but we need to have it extend the interaction script that we created, which is this interact prop GD. We're going to copy its path. There we go. Put that there. And now if I do this, and I think if I just highlight a string and I put quotes, it'll do it. God, I love Godot. All right. And now if we just run the level gen, this should give me the same thing. No crashing. Yep. All right. So that's step one. You most found a clip of a door that has a key, but instead of a keyhole, it's a key-shaped lock where you put the key in vertically and twist the entire lock. Ooh, that's cool. I was thinking about like just doing like a key card system, like super old school Doom style. That does sound cool. I kind of want to implement that, but I want to make this like as simple as possible for mechanic implementation, and the complexity just be like actually designing the game to be fun. But keep that in mind. That's a good idea, CJ. Maybe we'll have like chests or something that where the player has to lockpick it. Okay, so that's first things first. We needed to have it inherit from this interact script so we can actually have the on interact function. So now what we want to do is we want to go back to our apartment generator script here, and right above our, or let's actually have this above our show level, which is the loading portion. We are going to have the on interact function. Oh, it's gotta be a func. All right. Func on interact. Have return void and make that super. So it calls the base one. And now, yep, the debug string comes in from the interact prop. Calling. So we're gonna say I'm a door. Awesome. What type of game is the theme of this gonna be? So it's going to be a roguelike extraction shooter. I want to make it so like the player, like there is combat and like there is going to be like, I want combat to be like a chunk of the game, but not like so much the main focus as like I usually do for my other games. But basically the player is just trying to pay rent by robbing their neighbors. And the whole game is just like you fighting your neighbors, looting their apartments, equipping their stuff, selling their stuff for money, and just trying to defeat the ultimate evil that is the landlord and also a homeowner association if you're from America. But giving your time zone, I don't think you are. A homeowners association, if you don't already know, is a horrible thing, which is just like a sub government that's specific to neighborhoods where on top of rent that you have to pay for, can neighbors fight back? Oh yeah, it's going to be a disaster. This is the main character is a good person, but really no one in this game is going to be a good person. It's all just fighting. So we're gonna put on interact here. We need to add the open and closed. We're gonna create a there is open. So boom. And then we are going to say on interact. I'm gonna say is open is equal to its inverse. And then we are going to say your granddad is the member of a HOA where you live. Oh snap! I thought HOAs were the. I thought HOAs were an exclusively US thing. Hopefully your granddad's a good HOA person. I don't personally like. I don't have a problem with the people. I guess I just have more problem with the existence of an HOA. Like it does a lot of good and does a lot of bad. I guess that's just what government is, right? Weird. I am not getting political, especially for 2 a.m. Okay, so we want to set is open to equal to that, and then also we want to get a reference to the. Here we go. This is just a collision shape 30, and we want to set a couple things. We want to get a reference to the door and the door mesh. So let's just say the door. I think I can just reference it like that. Door dot enabled is equal to false. and door enables equal to is open. Oh wait, no, wait, is, I don't think I want to do it like this. Can the player kill the neighbors or just beat them up? I'm either gonna have them do like the Family Guy death pose, or and they'll just like poof away in smoke. But like, the whole thing is just like, if you die and the world resets, this is just basically everyone goes to the hospital and the week resets. No like true death, just minor concussions, because your main weapon's gonna be like rocks and junk. Okay, so this is gonna be an interesting chunk of whatever I'm gonna have to do here to make this work. Okay, so that's door enables equal to true. I don't know if collision shape has no effect in the world. That's what I was kind of worried about. Maybe we can set the collision layer. Disable mode, remove. I'm wondering, instead of like enabling and disabling it, because then if that happens, I'm worried that the, oh crap, don't do that please. If I do that, I wonder if the collider here, yeah, because this apartment is the whole thing and the door's really just like the collision portion of it. So I think what I want to do is, rather than actually just turning off the collider itself, we want to have it not mask the player. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to say is a door enables open. We're going to say if is open is equal to false. Then we are going to set, let's get a reference to the door actually, so I don't have to do this like via guesswork. Door, or we're gonna make the onReady var door collider. Say collision shape 3D is equal to U, and we're gonna make an onReady var door mesh, and it's equal to a mesh instance 3D, and that's equal to this. It's fine if it's the path because it's a super simple path. Then we are going to set door collider dot nope, door collider dot, how do we affect collision layers? That's a real thing we want to mess with. I guess I'm gonna have to go to the documentation anyway. Let's see. Make a canon event where the player obtains a gun, the same ending, but if the player gets an axe, it makes a cutscene where the axe missed the player and laughs and puts a player but a 2. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. For the game, we could add an axe though, like, or like some kind of like lumberjack thing. Right now I only have one like main ending plan, kind of like Risk of Rain style, where like you do technically make your endings, like you either lose or you don't lose, like it being a roguelike. That's cool. Hold on, let me can I take a little screenshot? It's like, even if it doesn't make it into the final game, it's gonna be it's a cool idea either way. Yoink. Captain Piston, so you get proper credit. Okay. So this is collision shape 3D, properties, disable shape. Can I not affect the, oh wait, that's what it is. I need to not, it's not the collision shape I need to mess with, it's the actual, it's our self. That's what I need to fix. So it's not, I don't need this guy here. There we go. Oh, and this, that means it's, no, well, I'm making a lot of changes. To make it easier, so it's a half hour before 3. Well, if you gotta go to bed, don't worry about that. Don't let me keep you up. Sleep is definitely more important than watching this stream. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool to what's it called? Get to know you a little bit before you gotta hop off. You're the first person in the chat, so thanks. What was I doing? I was fixing something because I broke this. There we go. We gotta set. What is it? What property is this? This is mask. Collision mask. Okay. Collision mask dot, oh no. Set collision mask value, there we go. So we need to set our player collision mask layer 1 to false. Just put 1 is the player. You're 10? Dude, go to bed. Get some sleep. Quarter of the month before 6th grade? Hey, congrats. That's a pretty big milestone for you. Well, that's just a pretty big milestone in general. Almost being done with elementary school. You should really go to bed. Yeah, 2:30 a.m. I'm glad you're taking an interest in game development, though. That's a really... Actually, I got into programming around when I was your age. I'm 22. But yeah, no, I got into programming when I was your age. Good on you for, like, getting to, or taking interest in computer science, or just the arts in general. That's really cool. But dude, seriously, get some good sleep. You're too young to be up this late. But if you want, and I think most schools have Chromebooks, you can run Godot on a Chromebook, the game engine I'm using right now if you're interested. It's pretty easy to learn. But if you want to look at a different thing that isn't all this code, you could try out this other engine called gdevelop. Literally G plus the word develop. You can make multiplayer games for your friends. And you don't even have to write code, which is kind of cool. It's a good intro to it. One is a layer for player collision. There we go. So now if this happens, that should do that. And then we want our door mesh dot visible equal to is open. There we go. Cacti juice? What's up? They also game dev YouTuber? Let me put their name, or let me save their name so I can check them out. And also, there we go. All right, got him. All right, now let's fix this up just to see if this works, because I don't know what I just coded. That's this one. So if I go in here, yikes. Okay. That's our first issue, which is kind of fun. We just need to see what's going on with your... If interact cast... Oh yeah, probably because the apartment doesn't exist on the collision layer, right? Or the interact layer. There she blows. Alright, let's do that. Do that. Then let's run it, not that. Do that. That. Run it. Hey, okay, cool. We got a little name here. That's awesome. And I can go in here and I do this. Visible instance. Okay. Well, oh, it can't set visible in the null instance door mesh. I guess door mesh doesn't exist anymore. Or it's just not having fun existing. Oh, I reparented everything. Yeah, okay, now I remember. Now you, yoink. All right, put that bad boy there. Then if we run the level Jenny, we should be able to go here. See, we have an apartment. Go up close, open it. Okay, on interact, let's see. Did not interact with anything. That's not good. Oh, wait, is it because of this? Pretty sure I set you up to, oh, I didn't have it. I am apartment. There we go. Now we can run this and hopefully we at least get the proper interaction print. There you go, I'm apartment, move over here. I'm a door, okay, so that's apartment 2, cool. This is apartment that, and we can go over to it. Hey, okay, cool. That's another good thing. So the door disappeared and now I should be able to just, yeah, all right, cool. We're getting to a better spot here. So collision mask, oh wait. No, that should do it. Let's print open like that. Cause it should only, at least if it works, it should just straight up like that. Okay, so we're having some issues here. No, I can't see my door. Where am I actually? Oh, did I fall off the map? I did. Okay, I remember when the landlord used to be a 50-year-old woman that worked for a cartel. Holy crap, you are too young to be knowing about that kind of stuff. That's a crazy story. That's a game idea right there. Well, maybe not about the cartel. That's kind of a dangerous subject matter. But that's a story right there. Okay, so the on interact is working. Is open is equal to that. If is open is equal to false, set collision mask layer equal to that. Yeah. Okay. So let's just figure out what we're doing wrong here. If I do this, if I go over here to this section right here, open up our apartment, we get the open script. So now if I go over to whatever apartment we currently were at, it's whatever this one is. I am apartment. Sweet. If we go over to our door mesh, which disappeared, and we check out our collision layers, yeah, you shouldn't be colliding with the player anymore. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Okay. So what is preventing us from moving? And I wonder if I do visible collision shapes, will I have the same issue I did last time with the raycast, where it will, yeah, be a massive thing in the middle of the screen. All right. Yeah, okay, so it looks like I can't pass through that, which isn't correct. There you go. But we can, like, kind of mess with the door. Alright. So let's just say on player detection. If is open is equal to false. High level, or yeah, there we go. That's what we want to do. Not that. Press F6. Go here. Open up our apartment. Takes a couple. Hey, that's, come on. Okay. Do that. See if that fixes that at least. These are just messing around with scripts. Is open is equal to true. Yeah. Oh. Oh, wait, I'm not smart. There we go. And let's try running that again. Why? Okay, so if is open is equal to true, then collision mask value based on value enables, okay, yep, that's what I did. So if I go back to here, I go back to my apartment here, if is open is equal to true, oh, there we go. We want to do that. Oh wait, no, I'm so right. So on the interact, we needed to print, it needs to change is open, and then we're gonna set is open, if is open is equal to true, so the collision mask is equal to that. Then the door mesh visibles right here, and we set that up so the door mesh is its own thing. It should just disappear. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on. It's making me upset. Interact prop. Yep. All right. The final boss fight should be hard, like you need to use a singular potato cannon against the lady, but you have limited shots, so if you run out, it's just a matter of time before you lose. That's a good idea, and you're actually kind of predicting some of the stuff we're gonna do from mechanics in this game. All right, so, oh, it's because the apartment never shows. That's why. But it is staying, which is also correct. Now I just need to, yeah, come on, let me through. Now I bet the fun thing is I'm gonna find out that, let's see, I exist on the player layer, but I mask player, world, and interact. So, yeah, that's the issue. So the apartment should only exist on, yeah, that's the problem. The problem shouldn't exist on all these layers. Well, it exists on world and exists on layer. We should have it only exist on interact and everything else exists on world. That should fix this. Messing around with collision layers is... You have to go to bed, it's 2:40. Yeah, please get some good sleep. It was nice getting to know you, though. Hopefully see you again in the next stream. When it is way earlier so you can actually get some decent sleep. Oh, no, I definitely am. And thanks for the ideas, too. Don't worry, you will get proper credit. To get implemented. But yeah, get some good sleep, CJ. Take it easy. Let me through the door, please! Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, we got the vent. Oh, cool. Nothing happened there. So the player can only interact with... Oh, this interacts with... There we go. So that's on the interact layer. We need to have the player not mask the interact layer. I think that's the problem. Because the player should be able to interact with it, but it shouldn't be able to like actually walk into this. So if we do the-ish and we go here, we load this up here, then we go here, and then we go up to the apartment. We open the door. Now we can walk through. We close it. Now it's not working. Okay, so it's another thing I have to fix now because I just realized it's because you need to mask the player, but the player doesn't mask you. So I need to, well, maybe not so much. What if so if I put it on the world layer like this? Nope, not you. You don't want to be on this one. If I put it on the world layer like this, and then I go over here and I go into this like that, that makes sense. For some reason oh yeah, that's why the doors was equal to the inverse of that. There we go, that fixes that. Now what we need to do is we need to make it so if the player does interact, it pops it off of the world layer, because it needs to mask everything. And the player also needs to continually mask the player world, and let's not even mask the player layer actually. It just needs to mask the world though, player inventory. Interact, not so much. So we'll go to the apartment and we'll just toggle the layers too. Oh, that's our timer. Let's just quickly set this up where we can set collision layer value, and we're gonna set it to world 3 is equal to false, and on the else value here we'll just set these back to true. So if the player does lock the door, go back to colliding with things properly. And we'll also extend the on interact to just see if the player's in the level as well. That's something we need to add. Real quick though. Nope, let's keep doing that. When I load it on the apartment, load the level Jenny real quick. Go over here, the apartment, and there we go. Apartment stays. Go here, and there we go. All right. So that's that. And we can close the door, then the apartment will unload if we close the door. There's gonna be walls here, so we won't be able to tell, which is fine. We need to make it though, if you do open the door, it does run the show level script. And if you close the door, we also run hide level, so we can't see it. So we're out here. Open the door. Oh, that's our level. Close it. Oh, that's not our level. There we go. It's good. And now the last thing we need to do is on this player detection right here, show level. We need to make a quick bool called player here. And we're gonna set player here equal to true. I'm actually gonna put this after this so the level does have time to just pop into existence. And we're gonna set player here equal to false if the player does close the door. And so you can only run this right here. Super. Let me say if player here is equal to false, return out of all this. There we go. Oh, look at that. All right. So there's some stuff we have to tweak there for that, but we should be good. Let's see. Just gonna quickly comment the code around. Make sure the player is in range to open a door. Toggles the state of the door mesh and collider. Okay. Should be good there. 3-layer. What's the layer for world collision? Yep. Okay, that's good there. All right, let's back this up so we can at least say we have that popping in and out done. Let's go to our GitHub. Do that. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Added open and close state for doors. Now the player can open an apartment door to load a level and close it to unload it. There. Alright. What's funny is like the ultimate solution to this is just having either the apartments be evenly spaced so I don't have to worry about any of this, or just having the what's the word I'm looking for? Or just having the apartments evenly spaced so I don't have to worry about loading and unloading, or just simply word that I cannot find actually right now. I don't know what's going on with my brain. But there's a lot of loading and unloading going on here. And if the apartments are the exact same size, then I don't have to quite worry about that. It's just more like the actual size of the lobby itself. But it's the fact that I have the attics and basements that I kind of worry about that. But that's a problem for future Zach. Present Zach just has to worry about the vent system. So with that, I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break. You know how it goes. We'll be back in a bit, and then we'll continue on with this, work on the vent system. And then once the vent system is actually in place, I'm pretty sure the next bits and pieces are the root lobby level, apartments are generated, it'll be marked as a vent or not where, and then the vents are connected. So we're actually almost done with just like super basic level generation, and then once that's done, we'll add like the extra bits and pieces. So yeah, BRB. I have no idea if that was 5 minutes, but we're back to it, I guess. Well, alright, so next thing's next. We have the rooms generating. We have them opening and closing. Now what we need to do is we need to have the rooms themselves. You know, I just realized, just to make my life super easy and to not think about like dynamic loading in and out of rooms, I could just make it so like the rooms aren't there until you like are about to open the door. That make my life so easy. Or better yet, this game's gonna be super, super simple. I just have all the rooms exist at the same time. There's gonna be like no verticality to it. There's gonna be vents, dude. No vent world on top of it. I don't know, we'll come back to this. Really, we're just trying to make this work. So now we actually have to make the vents exist. So how do we do that? According to 2AM Zach, I said that each vent is assigned an endpoint where the player can exit. The only rules of vent cannot connect back to the same apartment. For testing, create a singular hard. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'm just doing teleporting. All right. So what we first need to do is we need to have each floor have the ability to have a vent, or just for our purposes right here and for my own sanity, we're gonna make it so the each main floor has a chance to let me click that. Let me click the vent. I can't click the vent. Oh yeah, because it's a thing. All right, so just for my sanity's purposes, we're gonna make it so each room has a chance to spawn a vent, and then we are going to see. Oof, God, this is gonna get weird. We're fine, dude. We're fine. We're so fine. We're so fine right now, and I have 30 minutes to do this. Okay, so how do I want to handle this logically? So each room requires. Okay, so each room requires the player to. Or yeah, I can't speak at all. So each room requires a vent to have an endpoint if it does spawn with a vent. So what I need to do is I need to say, okay, depending on what, I need the level generator to keep track of all the vents that get added. So when an apartment spawns, it will say to the level generator, okay, cool, I spawned with a vent. Here's the vent. Here's like the ID. This vent requires an endpoint. So we'll have a list of unassigned vents, we'll have a list of assigned vents, and then we will probably store that in a dictionary. And we will make it so each vent can only have one specific endpoint. They can lead multiple vents could, oof, God, this is a mess. Basically, we need each vent that spawns to be accessible. So this is that's gonna be a problem. This is probably gonna leak into tomorrow's stream. But for now, let's just add in the option for a vent to spawn. So let's go to our apartment here. And under the encounter section where we have, where did you come from? There you are, vent. This needs to be its own object actually. So we're gonna create this into a, oh, before we actually do all that, yikes. Actually, yeah, I do need this to be its own object. So we're gonna create this into a branch scene, gonna call it vent, gonna save it into scene, it's gonna go hioi. Then what we're gonna do is we are going to give the vent a vent script, call it vent.gd, just save it to the scripts folder right here. Then we're gonna open it, we're gonna create it. Then we're going to say this is a class name events, and the vent needs a couple of things. One, it needs var endpoint. That's it. And we need a var apartment ID or apartment number. This is our apartment ID. Let's do that. And this is going to be, let's say, an int. And we're gonna call this one endpoint ID. So what are these numbers going to be? These are going to be the ones that are assigned. Oh wait, and these are static bodies, so this actually needs to inherit from our favorite, not that. It's going to be inherit from our favorite interact props, right? I've created it right here, copy the path, put that in there, do that, highlight the script, do that, there we go. Then we also need to create an onReadyVar, called onReady var player ref, and it's equal to get tree dot get nodes in group. And honestly, what I really need to do whenever I do something like this is just have an auto load that can reference this. I don't always have to create a reference to the player every single time. I'm actually going to say that. To do, create an auto load with frequently accessed nodes. Okay, that's what we need to do. For now, that's fine. And then on the vent itself, let's also make sure that it has an area on it and give that a collision shape. Make this one player detection, or call this one player detection again. And then we're going to give it a box shape and just shrink it down to it's about the same range as the vent itself. So you can go not there, God. Just slightly larger than the vent. And depending on how I place it, because I just want the vent to be like a two-sided object, that's gonna be chilled there. Then all we have to do is just make sure the vent itself, or the player detection, is doing that, and it can only detect a player, and it only masks the player. The vent itself, though, it exists on the interact and the world level, and it masks everything. Perfect. So now what we want to do is make sure apartment save, go to our script here for our player. We are going to say func on interact. Make sure it's a void. Have it be a super, so it just takes whatever. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say, oh, and we need an endpoint, or we need a exit point on our event. So let's give it a marker 30, call it exit point. And this is going to be super important, because if this doesn't exist, the player could just spawn wherever, and we don't exactly want that. So I want that can be like kind of up-ish from where the player's at. There we go. And this is gonna be a lot of testing when we do level design. On interact, we're gonna say if endpoint ID it's not equal null, then actually I don't know if this null will work. We might just have to set it to negative, and I need to set my timer too, so make sure I'm actually on track. If endpoint ID does not equal null, what we want to do is we want to set, this is what we want. This is gonna be super weird. You need to put all the vents inside of a node group called vent, like that. Then we're going to we get a var exit vent is equal to, it's a type vent, and we're gonna say on ready, or what we want to do is we want to have a function called, we want to set up player ref dot global underscore position equal to, and let's gear reference to the exit point. Actually, already var exit point. I'm gonna say marker 30. There we go, and that's equal to you. Player position is equal to exit vent dot exit point dot global position. There we go. And that's on the on interact. Else print debug vent has no assigned endpoints. So I don't know if there's gonna be a point to this exit point ID, but yeah, we're gonna figure this out. The last thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have func find func get let's see, sibling vent, or let's call it get exit vent, just be normal. It's gonna be a void, and what that's gonna do is after the after the endpoint ID is assigned, then we want the vent to find its exit vent by just going through the list of vents and figuring out which one's which. So we're gonna do var vents is equal to get tree.get nodes and group vents, and we're gonna go for I in vents if I dot exit, let's see, if I dot apartment ID. Actually, no, we need to call it vent ID, dude. What am I doing? If I dot vent ID, and I forgot you have to actually do this. If I dot vent ID is equal to endpoint ID. Then what we want to do is we want to set exit vent is equal to I, then we want to return out. This way we just have to, this way it'll just automatically assign it once we have our IDs set up. So once that's all done, the level generator will just run this on every single event that exists, and it should just do it automatically. So that's good. I'm gonna write a little note to myself here. Level generator should run this on every event once assignment of IDs are complete. So that should be good there. Basically, you just need to make sure that every event has an endpoint, and if there is an odd number of events, there's going to be at least one event that leads to the exact same apartment. So now that we've gotten this part kind of done-ish, what we need to do is we need to go to the apartment itself, and we need to say, we need to create a func called generate vents, and it's gonna be a void. I'll put a pass so it doesn't break. We're gonna say to do run a random generator for a vent to spawn. So let's just say there's a 50% chance for a vent to spawn, and it'll run based on how many exist on that floor. So what's that one? To do run this for each, I guess. Dude, that's the second time my knee's been destroyed. Run this from each vent on a spawned floor. To do let's see, cache a variable for a vent ID that can't be assigned. All right, so that's the next step that we're gonna have to do, which is making sure that the vents can't lead back to themselves. Meaning that on our vent ID, what we have to do is we need to make sure that each room, well, what we can do is we can make it so each vent starts off with a letter, and then we can just take that letter off Or we can take that letter off and then just turn the rest into a string to just determine like what it could be. So for our event ID, which is so far an int and is referenced here. Okay, so what we need event ID to do. Okay. Alrighty, so we need. I'm actually really picking up the Rubik's Cube. Oh, I forgot to pick some of my computer frames too. So what I need to do is I just need a way for the vents themselves to just know that they can't lead back themselves. So we'll just put, I guess, a letter on each. I don't plan on having more than 26 rooms, but if we do, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. And I'm pretty sure that if we convert any string to an integer, it will just turn into a 0. If I'm not wrong, I'm just gonna see if I'm right about that. Boop. Nah. All right. Wait, what? Oh no, I've done something wrong. I've done something real wrong. Ground. Why aren't you colliding with the player anymore? You mask the player. Oh, you exist on the player layer, but not the world layer. Why? Okay, so now if I do this, we should just be able to yoink. Okay, cool. That fixed that at least. Oh, printing string A. Wrong. We need to print this to an int. Nah, that just didn't even run, dude. What? Oh, because I put this in the. Yikes. Alright. This is on the apartment generator, so if I just run it on level generator like this, we should just get some zeros. Yep. Cool, and just to make sure, I'm gonna test this with special characters. Perfect. Alright. So I think this is what we're gonna do. We are going to have our we're gonna have our event ID be a string. And then what we're going to do with the, oh boy. Oh, you're comparing a string to an int. 7.9 is also going to be a string. What we basically need to do is we just need to check to see if the first character is the same as the first character of our ID. So this is for assignment, and I need to write a note to myself. The event ID will contain a letter corresponding to the apartment it's at. The letter is the identifier for the generation to not connect vents sharing an apartment. Okay, so I think that should do it for that. We will make these exported too, so we can actually see them. And now that we have that set up, what we need to do is we need to go back over to our apartment right here. And for now, we won't even worry about vent generation. That's gonna be a whole different thing. Let's just actually make sure the vents will work. And for that to actually happen, we need to finally go to our level generator, finally create the level generator script, which I can't believe it's taken us that long to get here, but we're kind of creating a monster here. We're gonna create a class called level generator, class name, level generator. And then inside this class name, what we need to do is we need to basically just say whenever our level is finished generating in its entirety, we need to have, that was not a word. Whenever the level is finished in their entirety, we need the level generator to then start the vent process. So, what I need to do is I need to first, or whenever the level generator starts, we're gonna get an idea of how many apartments exist on this level. So I'm gonna create a onReadyVar, Ready var, my bad. That is apartments. And that's gonna equal to get get tree. That get nodes and group. The group name is door. Oh my god. Manage groups. Can I rename it to apartment? Yeah. I'm sorry, there's 2 groups now? Can I undo that? Or now they don't exist? Okay. We good? We not good? I don't think we're good. There we go. Door doesn't exist anymore. Okay, manage group. Can I get rid of the door? No. Okay. Apartment contains that. I guess we'll deal with that later. Apartments. There we go. And then what we need to do is we need to say their apartments generated. Set int is equal to 0 by default. Keeps track of how many apartments have finished generating. Awesome. Now what I'm gonna do is go over to here. When this is completed, we're gonna do get parent apartments generated plus equals 1. And what this is gonna do is gonna say tells the level generator that this apartment is ready for event assignment. And then I'm going to go over to our apartment. Oh, we're gonna actually go to our load generator and we're gonna say, we're gonna keep track of that. We're gonna say func update generator. Apartment count. It's gonna be that void. It's gonna say apartments generated plus equals 1. We're gonna say if apartments generated is equal to len of apartments, then print vent time. Okay, let's do that. Then I'm just gonna do this. I don't have to retype that. There we go. I guess I should make that just like a set get, and that would make my life a lot easier. Okay, let's run it real quick. Let's see if we got it. Okay, len nil on apartments. Okay, you don't exist, or the apartment's generated too quickly for it to exist. Okay. All right, instead of, this is what we're gonna do. So we can have the level generator truly control everything. Going back to apartment generator where we have all this happen, let's close this on interact, generate events, hide level, player detection, do that, that's fine. Get the double on that. Let's add a generate floors function. Sorry, we need a func, generate floors. And it's gonna return the void, it's gonna do that. And all this is gonna do is just take what we've gotten here and put it in here. Then we're not even gonna have a ready function for that. So this happens. Then on our level generator, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say Funk ready. We are going to call apartments dot. Ooh, actually, if I do this, is it Gettree dot call group? There we go. We want apartments to call the generate floors script. Can I just do that? No, okay. It does need a string, right? Hoping to just get a callable in there. That's chill though. We have generate floors. Alright, let's see if this works. Alright, cool. That does work. Nice. So I fixed that. Now what we need to do is, once the apartments are generated and the events get called. Here, I have to go to the bathroom real quick. Hold on. Let me back this up too. Work in progress vent system. Refactored generator and apartment code, so the generator tells the apartments to generate their floors. Need to add the vent assigning logic. There we go. All right, we'll go to the bathroom. Okay, now that we have all of our, well, now we have like the first step, which is the apartments actually generating. The next thing we have to do is making sure the vents get assigned the proper IDs, and then we can start working on that vent system. So, how are we gonna handle that? That's the real question. So each vent has a vent ID and it has an endpoint ID. So I think I want to make yeah, this is gonna be interesting to figure out. So what I'm thinking about doing is maybe giving each, okay, we only got 5 minutes left. All right, let's see if we can at least kind of plan something out. Because we want each vent to just connect to an endpoint that doesn't exist in the same apartment. So what I have to do is I have to make sure that each vent is assigned to an apartment. So assuming that there's not going to be 26 apartments on one level, we could just use a letter. And then that letter can be followed up with a number assigned to it. So as long as we have our letter that, let's say, the vent can grab from its apartment parent. So let's, yeah, let's do that actually. Let's say each vent. Can I get like a child of each? Because I don't want it to just grab the group. I want to see if I can just get a... This is where a signal bus would come in handy, probably. I just need to figure out where I would put it. So it'd be under generate vents. I would have to say get children. Or could I just, instead of get tree, could I just get nodes? If I call it get tree, what's that? What tree is this gonna call this on? Returns a seed tree that contains this node. Okay. That's not what we want. Okay. I think what I need to do is under the apartment actual like script here, whenever event does generate, we just need to concatenate that to like whatever the apartment letter is. So at export their apartment letter. Let's say I can do it. Can I just do this? No, that's fine. There you go. And for each event that can spawn, because I don't want to get the entire tree and then get the nodes in the group that we have, because that's a problem. What I'd rather have it do is it just knows every event that does exist in itself. So actually, here's a better way I could do this. Without thinking too hard about this, each event exists like as itself, but I don't actually have to put that under here. All I have to do is just say, hey, here's a known 3D that's called events, and that exists inside of encounter, and then you just put the event inside of events. There we go. So encounter contains all of our floors, and it also contains all of our events. So then all we have to do is just make this a easily accessible node. Go over to our script here. Then we can say on generate events for I in events dot children dot get children. Yep. Include insurance. Oh wait. Or no, get children. Okay. All we have to do is just say for each of these. Oh wait, and can I just do this? I can. Sweet. Let's try and get myself children. Is it 12:30 already? Okay, hold on. We just need to see if this vent ID part works. We want to say I.vent ID is equal to apartment letter plus a string of a random number from, let's say 100 to like 500. Yeah. Well, let's say it's in a range from like 10 to, I don't know, 80. Let's do that. And then that hopefully will do it. So after generate floors happens, and that happens, we want to generate vents. And this will have to change, but for now I think that's good. And if we go over to our level generator, save it, go to our 3D scene, take a look at our apartments. Apartment letter, let's say this is apartment A, this is apartment B, save it, run it. Okay, got vent time, which is good. So I go over here, go over here, go over here, and check out my apartments. I go to my encounter section. I check out my vents. Vent ID A21, nice. And this one should be B12. Hey, that's cool. We got 21 and 12. That's a cool coincidence. Okay, but that actually worked, which is super cool. Let's see if we can squeeze in the last part. Actually, no, it's gonna take a whole bunch of different crap. We're gonna continue that for next stream, though. Do have to go because I have to teach my class later. But we're gonna say, work in progress vent generation. Or we're gonna say, added vent ID system. Now vents will be assigned IDs that are a random number connected to a letter representing their apartment. There we go. So doing that should get us set up for tomorrow, which is when we will actually connect these vents together. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. A little quick stream, but it's actually longer than yesterday, so we did something, yay. Special thanks to CJ Alnair for hopping in the stream on the YouTube chat. Hope you get some good sleep, and again, good on you for like expanding your brain, doing some code stuff. And of course, special thanks to Fiona James A72 for being our 99th follower on Twitch. We're super close to 100, y'all. Let's get this. But yeah, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed today's stream, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.